Good morning, everyone. I warmly welcome you all. So, I hope you must have had a very good and interactive session with Dr. Nirmala ma'am yesterday. We are continuing with the same speaker today on the topic dams as double-edged swords, weaponization, diplomacy, and transboundary security. First of all, I have to thank you, ma'am, for your continuous support. Thank you so much, ma'am.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure. Always.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you can continue the session.
Hope I'm audible. If I'm not audible, kindly please do let me know because I'm connecting from my office. So here students might understand the technical issues here. Okay. A very good morning all. I'm unable to see any faces.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah,
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Fine. Today, what I will do, I will try to connect whatever that we spoke yesterday. So can anyone give me a recap of what we have seen in one or two sentences? Anyone? Even in Tamil also? No problem. See, actually, it's a continuation, right? This internship program is a continuation one, and you should be in a position to understand the topics and understand its relevance. Especially, there are so many students from Guru Nanak College. You have a paper called Comprehensive Security, where we will be touching upon all these aspects, but from different angles. Anyone? Okay. Now I will call. Aryan.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning, dear.
So yesterday we saw about the importance of water as a basic thing for living, and also its importance, how like it's play a role whenever its scarcity happened, how two countries deal with it, and what is the role of dam, etc. At the end of the lecture we saw about it.
Thank you. See, today they have given me an exclusive topic, double what? Okay. So before going into the main topic, I just want to tell you, dams are considered to be the temples of modern India. This is what Jawaharlal Nehru was telling. Okay. Because dams, it's something like a development journey. See, we cannot create dams just like that. Okay. And not only that, it is mainly used for providing irrigations, drinking water, hydropower, and mainly for flood control. Okay. Today, in terms of national security, this geopolitics and diplomacy plays a very, very important role. Okay. So let us try to understand why we need to study dams in terms of. As I already mentioned in my previous lecture, water is all powerful. Water is strategic. I have given statistics yesterday. And we have so many rivers which originates within and outside India. Correct? We need to share those rivers, especially in terms of we are sharing rivers with China, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, right? Then for sure, we will have to maintain the diplomacy. Otherwise, we will end up in conflict. Okay. So, dams, it's not only used for the positive side. It can be weaponized. Okay. When we talk in terms of national security, we talk in terms of comprehensive security, right? The military aspects, that is one side, the asymmetric warfare, that is water security, food security, energy security, all these security are interrelated in terms of, when we talk in terms of dams. Okay. And not only that, it controls the flood. It helps to develop our economy. Fine. See, why I am talking in terms of water security is, what is the role of a dam? To store waters. Correct? Fine. Storing water is for what purpose? Why we need to?
Agriculture,
Very
farming,
good. Very good.
drinking water.
Very good. Mainly for drought resilience. Correct? We need to sustain even during drought period. So that is the main reason why we build dams. Fine. Again, a connected one, food security. For food security, what are all the things we needed? We need to develop agriculture. For that, we need water. So if you don't have water, what will happen? Famine will be there. If it is a famine, it leads to conflict, and sometimes it leads to war. So to reduce the famine risks, states, they try to build dams. Okay. Not only, they also stabilize the rural economy. Okay. When you talk in terms of energy security, just tell me, what is energy? What is energy? Anyone? Hey, தூங்கிட்டீங்களாப்பா? Hello.
No, ma'am, no, ma'am. Just thinking about the answer.
Okay. Latika, what is energy?
Energy sources are like renewable sources such as hydropower, nuclear power.
Fine. See, before I tell you certain things, kindly please understand, he is our hero. Okay. Without energy, nothing will move. If you don't have energy, you will never listen. If I don't have energy, I will not speak. Correct? If the sun doesn't have energy, we can't get that heat. Correct? So energy is everywhere. Energy is all powerful. You might have studied in science. What is the definition for energy? In science, in school days, you would have studied. What is energy? Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Correct? But it changes its forms from one to another. And when we talk in terms of national security, when we talk in terms of climate change, when we talk in terms of melting of glaciers and other things, energy plays a very, very important role. It is because of energy, we use energy in so many forms, for which we need power. Okay. So just think of, we have so much of population, and if there is no energy for the states, what will happen? Say, for example, current, electricity. Even in this current scenario, there are so many rural places where the government is unable to set up a proper grid to give electricity to those rural areas. We talk in terms of developed state, Ilya. So in that case, when we talk in terms of water, this hydro power, it plays a very important role. because we have been depending on our energy sources from time immemorial is based on fossil fuel import. Nearly 70 to 80% of our fossil fuel import, that is oil, natural gas and other things, are from other states. Okay. So to enhance your state's energy self-reliance, what are we supposed to do? We have to look into the alternatives. So hydropower is one of those alternative, like how wind, solar and other things are there. So hydropower is alternative to reduce your fossil fuel import. We have been witnessing all these things, right, in these days, especially this Strait of Hormuz. What is happening? What Prime Minister is telling? He is asking us not to
not to purchase gold for 1 year and to reduce the uses of fuels because the oil is not coming easily.
don't
Like it
travel.
is coming, not easily.
Yes, yes. So, see, it is all because of you are depending for your needs from somebody else. Correct? That is the reason we talk in terms of energy security. Okay. I'm just touching upon this because we talk in terms of waters, right? Dams and other things. So that's why I just connected it. Okay. Energy is again a very vast subject. We have so much of things to study in those things. The another major thing is, for the importance of dams, is flood controls. See, it regulates the monsoon flows, correct? We have Brahmaputra, we have Ganga basins and other things. See, if we try to control the flood, what will happen? We can save lives, we can reduce the disasters, correct? And we can also reduce the burdens for the military as well as the civilian administrations. Okay. It is also one of the reasons for the development of dams. When we talk in terms of economic growth, it helps industries because industries need waters. As I already mentioned, without water, nothing could be done. We cannot imagine a single activity without water. Water is essential. You cannot.
Sorry for interrupting, mom. Somebody's waiting in lobby.
Can I continue?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sujata, I'll let them in. Just continue the session.
Thank
We
you so
are
much.
facing some technical issue. Yeah, we'll sort it out soon.
Yeah. So when industry grows, what will happen? Automatically, you can maintain the stability through your employment and by increasing your GDP. Okay. And the another major thing when we talk in terms of national security is your border developments, especially projects in the Northeast India. It helps to support the infrastructure and also your quick deployment routes. Okay. So dams are very, very essential. Can anyone name one or two names of the dams that India is having? Okay, where is Bakranangal Dam? Okay, it's a homework for you. Go find out how many dams India is having, whether it is major, minor. Okay, so when it was established. Okay, there are so many things are there. See, just like that, dams cannot be built. You know, okay, what is the minimum period of time to build a house? A small 600 square feet house? Just tell me. Just give it a try. To build a minimum of 600 square feet house, how long you will need? What is the time period?
Ma'am, maybe 1.5 years to 2 years.
Okay. If you need a strong base and other thing, 1.5 years to 2 years. Just think of, is it easy to construct a dam? No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. It takes so many years, so many decades to build it, because you need to see so many aspects. Just like that, you cannot evacuate the people who are settled there. Just like that, you cannot do deforestation. Okay. So many problems will arise. So out of that, you are trying to build a dam for the benefit of the local people. Okay. So you have to keep in those things mind. Fine. So dams, how it could be weaponized or how it can be used as weapons. If you see from that aspects, how this dams become strategic weapon. Anyway, water is not going to have a direct war with anybody, right? So first one, if you see the control of the flow, as I already mentioned yesterday, the upstream countries, they hold water, correct? And whenever, and the downstream, whenever they got drought or something, what they will do? They will release some amount of waters, or if they have excess in amount, on regular basis, they may release it. But anyway, the upstream countries only will have the major control over it. The same thing yesterday I was telling in terms of China, correct? And the other one is, these dams could become a water bomb. How? When a sudden release of water, it creates flood, correct? See, in war, how a soldier will fight? Is it possible for him to wash away everything in one single stroke? Even though you have sophisticated weapons? No, no. But when water is released, what will happen? Is everybody comfortable with Tamil?
No, sorry, ma'am. Actually, I don't understand.
No. Okay, have you
No,
seen the
ma'am.
Bahubali? No.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
You
ma'am.
saw
Yes, ma'am.
what he was doing?
Yeah, he released the dam
Ah,
to reduce the force of his own nation.
So what they are doing it? They are using it as a water bombs, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is, yes, thank you. So we can use it as a weapon. Okay. So recently what had happened? PLA, they blocked the Galwan River, correct? That is the reason why we had a issue there. So water could be weaponized. Okay. Then the other thing is sabotage. What they can do? They can targets. Then ecological warfare. See, ecology again, it is again a very big topic, because while constructing a dam, though you are using it for the safety purpose, it will alter the ecosystem. Okay. So we need to take care of those things. See, when you destroy forest and construct dam, there are so many other, see, it's not only human security we have to talk. What will happen to the animals? What will happen to the birds? Or what will happen to the creatures that were already existing for such a long time in those areas? Who will take care of those things? Correct? So ecological imbalance should not be created. So before we construct a dam, we need to look all those things. Okay. The other one is we can use this dam or water as a diplomacy. Okay. Indus Water Treaty is the best example. When this Indus Water Treaty was signed? Anyone?
1960, ma'am.
Okay, 60 அப்புறம் நமக்கும் பாகிஸ்தானுக்கும் வாரே வரலையா? There is no war between India and Pakistan after 1960. Nama, we had war or no?
We had
ma'am.
We had. So we have used this water as a diplomacy because we need to share no water. So that is the reason why we can use this water as a weapon. Okay, fine. Now, yesterday I was telling some points on China's mega dam on Yarlung Zangbo. Okay, sorry. So the project is all about 60 gigawatt of mega hydropower dam at the Great Bend, Meadow. It actually costs nearly $137 billion. Okay. When you talk in terms of strategic threat, as usual, everyone knows China can control water flow into the India and Bangladesh. And during conflicts, what these China can do, they can store the water and they can release it. By releasing so, massive floods in the border areas will occur. Correct? And not only that, this water can be used for generating hydro. So it gives China hydro hegemony over the downstream nations, especially in terms of India, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. Okay. So to overcome, how India could respond? Anyone? Give your view. See, anyway, you cannot stop the other state. Correct? It is their own sovereign state. They can do whatever that they want to for the development of their nation. So that is the reason why China is building. That's how they will portray whatever it is, how India should respond for all these things. What could be done? Because the ecological risks and other things are there. It threatens the Himalayan ecosystem. There are so many species are endangering. And by doing so, what will happen? Still, so many species will. It's a food for thought. You go and find out how India could respond. Okay. What we could say is we are not openly going into conflict zones or something like that. It's because of water, especially in South Asia. We are quietly entering a new kind of conflict zone, especially in terms of over rivers. Okay. Hereafter, dams are no longer just developmental projects. They are strategic weapons. Usually we used to say the dams were built for the development projects, but nowadays they are considered to be a strategic weapon. Okay, fine. Okay, what we're telling. This treaty was signed. What is the risk? What is the risk of this dam? Okay. What is the risk of any dam? Just leave Indus Water Treaty. I don't want to make you more specific. A common thing. Just tell me. What is the
Ma'am,
risk?
maybe if it can't hold too much of water, it may break without anybody noticing, which can cause a natural calamity over.
Very good. Then 1 point. Very good. Next. Only one.
Ma'am, if the flooding happen and water like goes into the nearby areas, then it will damage the environmental aspect and also the agriculture aspect if any nearby that river or that dam.
Very good. Excellent. 2. The other thing. See, I'm not
Ma'am,
saying you are telling. Good.
ma'am, maybe if we think in economical aspect, maybe it takes another 7 or 8 years once again to build a dam and once
So
again to
easy.
invest.
7 to 8 years you will build a dam. Excellent.
Ma'am, maybe more than that. I'm really unaware of how many years it takes. But just saying, maybe it will cost them more than what they
May I
invest.
know your name?
Jeffy Angel, ma'am.
Jeffy Angel. Can you please tell me how many years you are taking to build a road? Yes, dear.
4 to 5 years, if I'm not wrong. Maybe highways, something like that.
Don't talk in terms of highways, okay? It takes a lot of years because, see, I told you, you need a huge area to build a dam, okay? So in that case, for sure, you have to district the forest. So in forest, there are so many tribal people will be there. So many floras and faunas will be there. You have to make a study. For studying itself, it takes too much of years. Okay. So after that only, what you have to do, see, just like that, you won't construct any dam. Correct? Already some flow would have been there. Okay. So for that water, before constructing a dam, then only you can construct a dam. By flowing one side, you cannot construct dam on another side, right? So
Yes,
first you
ma'am.
have to divert and then only you can start constructing. And is it easy for you to convince the local people just to move? See, I'm going to construct. This is for the development. Just move out of this side. Will you accept it?
No, ma'am.
So many years you have been there. Correct? So they won't just like that leave the place. See, it's a sentiment. When somebody asks you to move out of your place, what you will do? Correct.
Protest,
In same
rebel.
way. In same way, it's not that easy to construct a dam. But anyway, so very good attempt everyone has given. Thank you so much. I think I conveyed something to you through my lectures. See, dams are very, very critical. Okay. So if any failure in the dam, see, there are dams which were built long years ago. We need to have a proper maintenance systems. If you don't have a proper maintenance systems, again, leakage will be there. Heavy floods might occur or any destruction may occur. So it is the responsibility of the local people and also the government to take care of those dams, because constructing a dam is not an easy job. Okay. So when you talk in terms of dam safety, it is considered to be national security. When dams are secure, your nation is secure. How? You are taking care of your water, correct? By not sea or other places. You store it for the agricultural purposes. You try to utilize it for other industrial purposes. Okay. It is considered to be a strategic reserve. Okay. So aging is also another important aspect which we need to look into. Otherwise, it may increase the risk. Fine. So, water, whenever we have a treaty with Pakistan, especially in terms of Indus water, we have bilateral treaties, and it is because of that, what to say? See, whatever difference of opinion we have, when it comes to dams and other things, we usually share the data. Okay, by share means both of them are cautious. You both understand the significance of waters. Okay, and then it also helps you to develop hydropower partnerships. See, the reason for you to build a dam is goodwill. See, nobody will construct a dam for their own reasons. Okay, so the main purpose is every state, they are having energy insecurity. So to overcome, see, the basic problem with the fossil fuel, when you talk in terms of energy security, the basic problem with fossil fuel is the emission of CO2. Correct? It is the main reason for the global warming. And you know, take produce petrol, coal, oil, and other thing. Will it take 4-5 years? Is that enough to produce oil, coal, natural gas?
It
How
takes, I
long?
think it takes more than 70 to 80 years.
Is that so? It takes millions and billions of years, my dear. See, during those dinosaur period, all the dead animals, plants, and everything, that we are using that alone. Okay. So we need to give some breathing time to generate a new one, but we are not doing so. In the name of industry, in the name of development, we keep using energy just like that. We are not bothered what the whole earth is suffering. In one side, we are deforesting. In one side, we are doing lots and lots of issues for not only for humans, for all other creatures. Okay. So it is very, very important for us to divert our energy resources, at least to reduce the carbon emission, carbon footprint. We need to switch to renewable energies. Yes, we have a lot of problems with the renewable energies, but still, unless we find out a complete solution for this, complete solution to avoid fossil fuels, until then we have to use those things very wisely. Okay, so this hydropower partnerships will help you, though you have enmity, though you have some issues with other states, this water, especially the dams, building of dams, will help you to maintain a kind of neighboring states. That's what I just want to convey here. Okay, and data will be shared, whether it is summer, whether it is winter, the flood data. Okay, when you share a kind of data, it actually creates a confident building measures between the states. See, creating a confidence, especially in terms of enemy state, is not an easy job. Hope everyone accepts this. So, confident building measure, we could say, but how it will happen, we don't know. But this water diplomacy, dams, they are trying to create a kind of confident building measures. By doing so, we can reduce the risk of war. Okay. And we also have the regional forums where we have dams like C.A.R.C.E. So all these things, what they pressure, they will push for the rule-based cooperation. Okay. So any doubts so far, are is it not relevant, or you were not able to connect it? Kindly please do let me know.
Ma'am, I just have a doubt.
Yes,
That we have a poor history with China in negotiation.
we
How
have
do you,
poor.
history with China in negotiation? Like either it's in finalizing the border or coming up with
Ah,
any agreement. How
ah.
do you think that for a dam or a hydro project thing or to share the information, how do you think they will cooperate with us? Because we are much more in need than them. It's there,
Mm,
like, either we can give it or not. But we
mm.
are like, we need it even for our people's safety, for water and everything. So how do
Okay.
you think they are going to give their information and how can we go with it further?
Okay, I'll ask you a simple question. Is China depending on India or not? You may take it for any reason. Is it possible for China to remove India? They can do whatever that they want.
Uh, Not exactly, ma'am, but they are trying to uh,
Oh
make
dear.
sure.
They are most population, and even now the first population is India. Whatever the products and other things they are manufacturing, they are selling here only. Okay. They are our immediate neighbor. Correct? We share borders. We may have difference of opinion. I see any state who are sharing their border have different. There is no doubt about it. Okay. But when it comes to the question of human security and other things, states, that's what I'm telling. States, whenever they want to pressure the government, they may use this as a weapon, but not every time. Every time they cannot threaten like this. Correct? If every time they start threatening like this, what you will do? Either you have to surrender or you have to find the alternative. As a powerful state, what you will do? With you huge young population, doing so much of research, doing so much of projects, what they will do? They will
Try
find
find
out
out.
some alternative solutions, right? So, see, data usually states will share. I understand whenever war that escalates, then only they will stop. Okay. Otherwise, for sure, they will share the data. See, somebody was telling like overweight, over capacity of taking care of the water. What will happen? You said the dam may
Break.
damaged, break. By constructing it, if it is break, then what will happen? Again, they have to build. No, they won't do so. Okay. See, they want to do it purposely. They are doing it through which they want to pressure. That's okay. We understand. We have to give some answers. Okay. See, can you just give any example like they are not sharing any data?
No, ma'am.
It's a hypothetical question. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is this construction of dam, it is helping us to create a kind of confidence building measures. See, if we say, I don't want, you keep your water with you, no need to send. Will they stop? Okay, they can stop through providing some measures like construction of dam. Heavy flow, what will happen? States can listen, but nature will never listen. They doesn't know the borders. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what I'm trying to say here is when you construct dams, especially in terms of in relation with the conflicting states, it helps us to share a kind of data where you get a kind of relationship. Through that relationship, you can create a kind of confident building measures. By doing so, automatically it will reduce the risk of becoming a war. You may have conflicts, you may have difference of opinion, but you can reduce the concept of escalating it to war. See, war, I know, I hope you understand the difference between conflict, war, and other things.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's what I just want to convey here, ma. Is that okay, or you want me to give some examples?
No, ma'am, I understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Fine. Okay. The other thing, see, if you see water in terms of diplomacy, just 1 minute, you just give me 1 second. Okay, yeah. What is early warning system? Anyone? What is early warning system? Let it be tsunami, let it be earthquake, let it be a flood.
It's like a technique that indicates the local people, the coastal people, about the disaster that coming upon them.
So, to whom it will be intimated, ma? They
To
themselves
the
will keep
people,
it with them?
no, ma'am. To the people, where the disaster is going to affect the area, ma'am. To the peoples who are going to be affected by this tsunami or flood or the cyclone, ma'am.
For sure, they will be sharing this information with the neighboring states as well. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, by doing so, what we are trying to create, we are trying to prevent something, prevent the disaster. Okay. So, it paved the way for a diplomacy. That's what I'm trying to say here. And this dam, when you construct, it's actually a mutual benefit for both the states. It's something like a win-win situation. Okay. You can have a hydropower projects, and for irrigation, you can share the waters. And the data, when you share, it helps you to create a kind of transparency. You cannot give very old data. You have satellites and other things. So you cannot give very old data. You have to give the recent data. By giving the real-time flow, the data, it creates a kind of trust among the states. See, it will create a kind of transparency. When there is a transparency, there is no need for you to enter into any conflict. Okay. So that's why we say it is a water diplomacy. Okay. Then, if you see dams, you talk in terms of rural stability. As I already mentioned in my yesterday, when you do, when there is a scarcity of water, what you will do? You will migrate to the nearby states. Correct? So, by constructing a dam, you are trying to create a kind of stability in your place so that you will have water, so that you can have agriculture. Therefore, there is very less in migration. Okay. So, when you do certain things, automatically insurgents and other groups, what they will do? They will align with the government. Okay. So, this is again a strategy. Okay. Then, what else you want me to just convey? You just tell me. See, yesterday I have about water and other things. Today we will be touching upon the dams. See, for example, Nirmala River Dam. Just tell me how many dams were there in Sardar Sarovar, Narmada. Just use your AI. You have mobiles with you, right? Tell me, how many dams were there? Hope I'm audible. Hello?
Ma'am, nearly 30 to 32 dams, ma'am, major dams.
Okay, minor?
Minor, it's
Dam.
like ma'am, in Narmada River Basin, there are 30 major projects, and minor, it didn't show any proper data about the minor dams, ma'am.
Okay. So they have constructed so many dams, but due to climate change and other reasons, water is still scarce only. Correct? So what I'm trying to say here is, see, constructing a dam is okay, but still before that you need to have a proper data, proper evidence. Just like that, you cannot start a project. See, why we are saying this water is a double-edged sword is because when you talk in terms of positive side, that is a transformation side, water is used for your irrigation, correct? Flood control. This is positive. On the other side, negative, that is the upstream states, they are controlling, they are weaponizing it, they are creating a kind of risk. It's because of that when they try to control, there is a chance of having drought in the downstream areas. So, or whenever there is excess of water, they will just open it and it creates a kind of floods. So it can be used as a weapon. So that is why it is called as double-edged sword, water. Okay. And when you talk in terms of geopolitics, what is geopolitics? You are using your geography as politics. Okay. So it is again a double-edged one. Security, border development, yes, but at the same time, when dams were under the control of any militants, they will take control over everything. So again, it's a major issue. That is why it is called as double-edged sword. When you talk in terms of diplomacy, there are so many treaties, there are so many data that were shared. But on the negative side, there are so many legal gaps. Okay. So there is always a kind of tension will be there. So that's why we call this water a double-edged sword. Okay. So security, you should not see water as just like a resource. It is a lifeline. It is life. It is economy and it is sovereignty. Okay. So when a state, they build a dam on river, actually that flows across border, it doesn't just store water. It gains control over it. Okay. As I already mentioned, it is something called as hydropolitics. This construction of dam, on one side, it promotes cooperation because both of them are sharing the same resources. On the other side, it triggers conflict because the upstream and downstream, they want to control where on one side, it enables development. It's because of that storage of water, you can develop your agriculture, you can develop your nearby areas, you can develop your industries and other things. But on the other side, you are also using it as a strategic weapon. So that is why dams are considered to be a double-edged sword. Okay. So, see, there are so many things are there, actually. Because monitoring the environment is not an easy job. We don't have that much of technology. We need to depend. See, for example, what is happening in other states, you cannot monitor. Correct? It's not legal also. There are some rivers which are originating from entering your states. You need to have a data. What you will do? For sure, you need to have a kind of good relationship with that of other states. Otherwise, you will not have the datas. Okay. So what is the lesson that we understand here? Dams can be tools of regional diplomacy. It helps us to create a kind of dialogue rather than conflicts. Okay. When you talk in terms of the negative aspects of dams, how they are using it as a strategic weapon, one is physically they can destruct. Dams can be destructed physically. Okay. Or sometimes they can spread some diseases. It also a psychological pressure. Okay, see, for example, stagnant water. See, dams means you are storing waters, correct? So when you store certain things for a longer period of time, what will happen? It will become a breeding ground for mosquitoes, correct? It creates a kind of, what to say, environment which is not conducive, correct? So while you consume it, what will happen? It leads to health security. Okay. Ultimately, it will affect your nation. Right? So all things we need to discuss. Even when we discussed yesterday, what had happened in Nile River, how the Ethiopian constructed the dam, it affects the nearby states, Egypt and Sudan. So you need to understand. See, this grand Ethiopian Renaissance dam, when the Ethiopia built, Egypt were under their level. It reduced water flow. Therefore, we were not able to have a proper agriculture. Therefore, it will create a kind of insecurity, unemployment problem. And then ultimately it leads to national security risks. Okay. So therefore, this dam can become a triggering point for creating a geopolitical tension, especially in terms of downstream countries when they feel they are very, very vulnerable. Okay. So again, India also worries in, like Madam was referring that China is building dams. So yes, definitely India worries because a sudden water release, it will affect India. Sometimes it reduces the flow and also it creates a lack of transparency because whenever state, when they enter into conflict, sometimes they used to play. So, sorry, ma, just a minute. Yes. Dams, it actually can create trust and at the same time, it creates rivalry also. Okay. So that's why we can call it as double-edged. So you can also name it like hydro hegemony. As a student of strategic studies, we should understand the concept called hydro hegemony. What is hydro hegemony? When you control a powerful upstream country, when it control the water flow, it's considered to be a hydro hegemony. Okay. So When you talk in terms of environmental and human dimensions, displacement of communities. For constructing dam itself, you need to displace a lot of people. You lost the livelihood. The ecology will damage. See, for example, is it possible for you to, what to say? How many of you are having a roof gardening at your place? Is anybody is having roof gardening, something like that in your place? No roof gardening? No place?
No, no, ma'am.
No. Okay. Have you seen any people, any friend of you having that gardening and other things? See, they used to bring so many colorful plants and other things to their home. Correct? While bringing it, it will be all good. When your friend or your people maintains, what will happen? Will it grow in the same way like it was growing in the other place?
No, ma'am.
It depends, no? It depends on your environment. It depends on how you are taking care of it. You cannot say, I have brought this and it has to grow. It's a natural process. Okay. So you have to think of, see, when you are destructing a forest to construct a dam, is it easy for us to grow a plant just like that? It was there for so many years. In no time, you are just cutting it off. Again, if you want to keep it, see, it will not grow in the same manner how it was growing in the forest area. Correct? So all these things creates an ecological damage. So we also look in other terms as well. Otherwise, it is very difficult for us. We cannot say our state is secure. We should not only always think human security. Yes, human security is important, but at the same time, our environment security is also important. Okay. Any doubts? I'll just give you 2 minutes time. Any doubts? Or you want to have a discussion? Or you want to clarify your doubts? Most welcome.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes, dear.
China and us, we both signed for no first attack policy. Then how China could attack with water?
Mama, come again, come again.
China and us both have signed for no first attack policy. Then how?
No first attack.
Yeah. Then how China use water as a weapon to attack us?
See, I have given some lectures as of now, right? You just give me. Let me see how you answer for this. See, no. Okay. Talking in terms of no first use means what?
Like to attack the other nation.
Attack தானே?
Yes, ma'am.
தண்ணி திறந்து விடுறது எப்படி அட்டாக் ஆகும்?
அப்படினாலும் it was an intuition to attack a nation, right, ma'am?
See, usually no first use அப்படின்ற அந்த பாலிசி வந்து we will be relating it only with that of nuclear. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
இந்த no first use அப்படிங்கிறது நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நியூக்ளியர் யூஸ் பண்ண மாட்டேன் அப்படின்றதுக்காக வந்த பாலிசி தான் நோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் யூஸ் பாலிசி. செகண்ட் ஸ்ட்ரைக் கேப்பபிலிட்டி நம்ம சொல்லுவோம். கரெக்ட்? India is having second strike capability, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What does it mean?
It means if any nation could attack India, India could re-attack them.
No, not like that. Again, it is also related to nuclear. Nobody has witnessed any nuclear attacks so far. Especially, we have witnessed only one, that is World War II, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? After that, have we ever witnessed any nuclear? See, disaster is something different.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In wars, did any see in that case Russia is having all the more nuclear power? They could have used it. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So this concept of no first use is only to nuclear, because nuclear, when we use, what is the major effect in no? Right. Nothing will be developed from there onwards. ஒரு புல்லு பூண்டு கூட முளைக்காது அதுக்கப்புறம். கரெக்டா? And
Yes,
especially
yes,
we talk in terms of developed. So technology developed. அப்ப ஏதோ தெரியாம those days they do not know the consequences or the effects of a nuclear explosion. Now everyone knows the effects of nuclear explosion. For sure they will not use. Usually nuclear will be used only for threatening purposes. Okay, so no first use அப்படிங்கிறது only related to nuclear weapons, not with any kind of other activities. See, for a warlike situation, something has to be done. No, உன்னை வம்பு இழுக்கணும்னா எப்படி இழுக்கிறது? அப்புறம் வாரே வராது.
yes, ma'am.
ஓகேவா? சோ அது அந்த இப்போ அந்த கான்செப்ட் புரிஞ்சுதாப்பா?
I have cleared, ma'am.
ஓகேவா? சோ நம்ம செகண்ட் ஸ்ட்ரைக் கேப்பபிலிட்டின்னு சொன்னது என்னன்னா, again you are threatening the other person. Everyone knows when we use nuclear weapon, we are going to be destroyed. But confidently you are saying, I can withstand the attack and then again I will come back and attack you. அப்படின்னா எப்படி அதை சொல்லுவாங்க? அதை பத்தி எல்லாமே தெரிஞ்சவங்க. Unless otherwise you are so sound, you cannot give that statement, right? So அதனால தான் நம்ம நம்ம எல்லைக்குள்ளேயே எதுவும் வராம நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம்? We are protecting our states.
Borders.
Border, not only borders, everything.
Okay,
அங்க
ma'am.
அங்க மிசைல் ஆன் பண்ண உடனே இங்க வந்துரும் நமக்கு. Something is pointing towards you. Be careful. இல்லையா? So that's why
Yes, ma'am.
technology. ஓகேவா?
Thank you, ma'am.
சைனா வந்து அப்படிலாம் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. என்ன அப்பப்ப திறந்து விடுவாங்க, இல்ல அதை வச்சு ஏதாவது கொஞ்ச நேரம் நம்மள வெறுப்பேத்துவாங்க. So okay, fine, we will find alternatives. Youngsters like us, we can have multiple alternatives. We can withstand. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other doubts? Hello? No doubts, sir. It's clear. Hello? It's only 10 years. Can I ask some questions then? Hello? Hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if dams are not safe, what will happen? It may be old, okay, or you may think that it is under the control of some militants. Okay. If dams were not safe, what will happen?
Ma'am, if dams are not safe, there could be a sudden flooding, and there could be an instance where, as you have said, it could be used as a water bomb and may harm civilians in the nearby surrounding areas. Also, if it is not safe enough, It can, as you have said, spread diseases, contagious diseases, as it also serves as a breeding ground, and so on. So there could be disasters.
One is flooding, you said. Yes. Uncontrolled water
Then
will be
a
released.
health crisis, health security would be violated.
Everybody will be under pressure. There is a huge loss of human lives, not only humans, so many other creatures. It will be
And it could also damage if there is an agriculture area nearby, hence resulting in crop failure.
Yes. The nearby houses, they will be destroyed. They will be submerged because of sudden flooding. So they will become climate refugees or disaster refugees.
Yes, ma'am.
And your critical infrastructures will be collapsed. Your bridges, roads, railways, or your tunnels, they will be destroyed by your forceful floods. Okay. And again, major thing is loss of power grid stability. When your hydro power stations were destroyed, what will happen? Your entire region will be blackout, at least for a week or month. Nothing. In Velacheri, if flood comes, what will happen? No current, nothing. All hostel students, they will suffer a lot, correct? Nearby.
Yes, ma'am.
Not only that, when you talk in terms of economic and livelihood devastation, your huge investments on your, see, it's not like one house or two houses, it will be destroyed, correct? When floods were there, a huge number of properties will be damaged. Not only your homes, factories, warehouses, some commercial buildings, they all will be wiped out. Your government properties, everything will be damaged. Therefore, you will have a trillions and trillions of losses. Again, Aishwarya was telling loss of agricultural land forever, correct? Your topsoil will be washed away. You may not be able to have, or you cannot you cannot get any yieldings. So not only that, your business will slow down. Some people need to shut down their business, and so many people lose their jobs because of the industries which was flooded. And again, the supply chain, it will get break, and it all leads to mass unemployment problem. The another major reason is debt, massive reconstruction, debt burden. Government, what they have to do? Again, they have to build, correct? They cannot leave just like that. The government has to borrow a heavy amount, and if they are trying to borrow a heavy amount, what will happen? Prices will arise. So therefore, there will be a prolonged delay in the developmental project. Okay. And the another major thing when you talk in terms of dams and destruction, sometimes there is a loss of tourism and cultural heritages, some historical sites, some natural attractions. What will happen? It will all get submerged or damaged or destroyed. Okay. Then again, somebody was telling, I was also mentioning that health and sanitation crisis, epidemics, waterborne diseases, because of this contaminated flood, everything will happen, especially malaria, dengue, because of this stagnant flood water. It's a beautiful ground for mosquito breeding. And not only that, sometimes people will have a health trauma. Okay. So what is this? We have lost everything. What are we going to do after this? They will all get depressed. sometimes some people may think in terms of committing suicides. Okay, so anything may happen. And then the other major issue is contamination of drinking water supply. Your reservoirs will be polluted with the sewage, correct? Not only with sewage, the industrial wastes, dead animals and other things. So your water will get contaminated. And then sometimes the flood will affect the food stocks where you have been storing your food, correct? So when floods were there, what will happen? It will all be washed away. You won't have a proper food. That leads to famine like conditions. Okay, if you don't have a proper, or if you don't have a good governance or something like that. Okay, then when you talk in terms of environment or ecological collapse, again, your mass biodiversity extinction. See, there are few aquatic life which will be there in certain conditions. They cannot survive out of that condition. See, for example, we used to buy small fish from the aquarium, isn't it? So when we put those fish in our tanks, what will happen? Without proper knowledge, if you in our tank, what will happen? In 1 or 2 days, most of the fish will die, right? It is unable to accommodate itself with that environment, with that condition. It needs a kind of water quality. So what this fish will do, they will also try to migrate. When they start migrating, the pattern will destroy. See, for example, if you are not allowing waters to move from one place to another, they were not able to produce a large number of fish. Okay. So sometimes it may lead to endangered species. It may be wiped off totally. Okay. So sometimes what will happen? This salt water may get into the fertile land. In terms of geopolitics and national security, the major risks with the dams are enemies target vulnerable places, correct? So enemy targets the dams. Therefore, it will collapse the entire thing. Okay. So not only that, whatever that loss that state has had because of the damage, it is repairable, but the loss is loss. Whatever water we were storing, it is all for the drought purpose only we were storing those waters. All of a sudden, if it breaks or if it cut down, what will happen? Suddenly all water will be washed, and again it leads to drought-like situation, and again now security issues. Okay. It also leads to civil unrest. It also leads to mass protections. Okay. Therefore, we have to check the dams regularly. If the dams are unsafe, it will again create a kind of disasters. Not only one, multiple disasters. Like we were mentioning, like natural, economic, health, geopolitical. Okay. So we need to have a regular check on these things to have balances. Okay. Fine. Anything else? I think I have conveyed what I want to convey. Let us have some discussions. You just give me your feedback. Is it something useful, or it was boring, or have you learned anything, or you didn't learn anything? Please. Don't think that you have to praise or you have to do some. There are so many flaws might be there. Kindly please let me know so that I can rectify it. I can just do some homeworks. I can make you more understandable. When we get another chance.
No, ma'am, the session was very interesting and enlightening with the hydro regimen, like how we discussed today or yesterday, from starting as water in different sectors or water as beyond the natural resources, and you giving the examples from the history and case study. It was very interesting, ma'am.
Hope you have understood the point.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Anybody, if you don't have, if you don't understand, if you want me to tell in Tamil also, please let me know. I will explain it in Tamil. See, your time should not be wasted, correct? You are the youngsters. Tomorrow you are going to be the rulers. You need to understand the concept. See, if somebody was asking, what is second strike? What is first strike? See, these are all considered to be the values. You might have come across the terms counter force and counter values when you are studying. Again, counter force is something that military is fighting. It is called as counter force. Okay. So counter values are when you attack the state's value, like monuments, like historical places, like the people who are uh, in cities or like dams. Okay. Some your transportation, your airport. See, these are all considered to be values. When your values were attacked, it creates a huge kind of mental pressure, psychological fear. Okay. So a state has to think in all aspects when they talk in terms of national security. Today, the concept of national security is not like the previous one. When our borders were secured, we feel like we are secured. It is not so because the threats are multiple. Everything is interrelated and we have to answer everything individually. We have to give proper, what to say, we need to give proper attention to each and every aspects. Otherwise, we will not be able to clear the root cause for all those conflicts or any differences. Okay. Yeah, I'm done. The organizers.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have a doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much for letting me know. Okay, ma'am, thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you.
We have to be like very thankful and grateful for your continuous support. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. Since I have a meeting by 10:30, that's why I have winded up 10 minutes before. Kindly please excuse me for that. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. Wishing you all the very best, all the interns and the organizers. Do well. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.